What if the thing holding you back is not failure itself, but your fear of it? Think about how many opportunities you've avoided, how many ideas you've never started, how many dreams you've postponed, not because you lacked talent, not because you lacked intelligence, but because you were afraid of what might happen if things went wrong. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid failure. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they feel confident. They wait until success seems guaranteed. And while they wait, life moves on without them. The truth is unsettling. Failure has stopped more dreams than failure itself ever could. Tonight, we're going to explore why human beings fear failure so deeply, why that fear quietly controls their decisions, and how Stoic philosophy teaches a radically different way of looking at mistakes, setbacks, and uncertainty. Because what if failure was never the enemy? What if the real enemy was fear? Fear of failure is one of the most powerful forces shaping human behavior. It influences careers, relationships, goals, and even personal identity. Many people imagine failure as a catastrophic event that must be avoided at all costs. Yet what they often fear is not failure itself. They fear embarrassment. They fear judgment. They fear looking foolish in front of others. They fear discovering they are not as capable as they hoped. In many cases, the emotional pain associated with failure feels more threatening than the practical consequences. This is why people frequently remain stuck in situations they dislike. The certainty of discomfort feels safer than the uncertainty of change. The Stoics approached failure differently. They believed that external outcomes were never fully under our control. Success depends on countless variables: timing, circumstances, other people, luck, and events beyond our influence. Because of this, the Stoics argued that judging yourself entirely by outcomes is irrational. The only thing truly under your control is your effort, your character, and your response. If you act with wisdom, courage, and integrity, then you have already succeeded in the most important sense. The outcome may still be uncertain, but your value as a person remains intact. Many people tie their identity to achievement. They believe that success proves worth and failure proves inadequacy. This creates enormous pressure because every challenge becomes a test of self-worth. If they succeed, they feel valuable. If they fail, they feel broken. But identity built upon outcomes is fragile. Outcomes change constantly. One success cannot guarantee future success. One failure cannot define a lifetime. The Stoics understood that self-respect must come from internal qualities rather than external results. Otherwise, your confidence will always depend on circumstances you cannot control. Fear often exaggerates consequences. Before taking action, the mind imagines worst-case scenarios. It creates vivid stories about humiliation, rejection, and disaster. Yet reality is usually far less dramatic. Most failures are temporary. Most mistakes are survivable. Most setbacks become lessons. The problem is that fear focuses attention on imagined pain while ignoring potential growth. It convinces people that avoiding risk is safer than facing uncertainty, but avoiding risk has consequences too: regret, stagnation, missed opportunities, unlived experiences. One reason failure feels so threatening is because society celebrates success while hiding the struggles behind it. People see achievements but rarely witness the countless mistakes that preceded them. They compare their beginning to someone else's finished product. As a result, failure appears abnormal when it is actually universal. Every skilled person was once inexperienced. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story contains setbacks that are often forgotten once the outcome becomes impressive. The Stoics practice something called negative visualization. They intentionally imagine difficulties before they happened. This was not pessimism, it was preparation. By mentally confronting possible setbacks, they reduced fear's power over them. When you acknowledge that obstacles may occur, they become less shocking if they actually arrive. You stop expecting life to be perfectly smooth. And when challenges appear, you respond with greater calm and resilience. Consider how much energy people spend trying to guarantee success before taking action. They seek certainty where certainty does not exist. They want proof that their efforts will work before they begin. But life rarely provides such guarantees. Every meaningful pursuit involves uncertainty. Every important decision contains risk. Waiting for certainty often becomes a disguised form of avoidance. The desire for perfect confidence can become the very thing preventing progress. Courage is often misunderstood. Many people assume courageous individuals do not feel fear. The Stoics would disagree. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. It is the willingness to move forward even when outcomes remain uncertain. Fear may still be present. Doubt may still exist, but neither becomes the deciding factor. Action becomes more important than comfort. Failure can also reveal valuable truths about ourselves. Success often confirms existing beliefs. Failure challenges them. It exposes weaknesses. It highlights blind spots. It forces reflection. While uncomfortable, this process can accelerate growth. Many lessons become visible only after things go wrong. This is why some failures ultimately become turning points. They provide information that success never could. The fear of failure often shrinks as experience grows. The first setback feels devastating because it is unfamiliar, but each challenge survived becomes evidence of resilience. Over time, you realize something important. Failure is rarely as destructive as fear predicts. You discover that setbacks can be endured, mistakes can be corrected, recovery is possible. Confidence grows not from avoiding failure, but from surviving it. The Stoics believed that obstacles themselves could become opportunities. A setback could develop patience, a rejection could build resilience, a mistake could increase wisdom. They did not romanticize hardship, but they recognized its potential value. Difficulties were not automatically good, yet they could be transformed into something useful through the right mindset and response. Imagine how different your life would be if failure no longer controlled your decisions. What would you attempt? What conversations would you have? What opportunities would you pursue? Fear narrows possibilities. Courage expands them. The greatest limitation is often not external circumstances, but internal hesitation. The prison is rarely outside. More often, it exists in the mind. At the end of life, many people do not regret the failures they experienced. They regret the chances they never took, the risks they avoided, the dreams they abandoned. Failure creates temporary pain. Regret can last much longer. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that uncertainty is unavoidable, but they also knew that avoiding life entirely is far more costly than occasionally failing within it. The next time fear tells you not to try, remember this. Failure is not proof that you are incapable. It is proof that you were willing to act. Every meaningful achievement requires uncertainty. Every worthwhile pursuit contains risk. Do not wait until fear disappears. Act while it is still present, because confidence is often built after action, not before it. If this message helped you see failure differently, make sure you subscribe, because subscribing is free, and the next lesson may arrive exactly when you need it most.